what's up guys, this is Charlie with Team Savij, and we're doing a video here with a partnership with Team Elite, and we're showcasing Scrap and Orcust combos. Pretty much we're figuring out that this deck is actually one of the more competitive decks in the meta, and so we're trying to solidify some of the combos that we can pretty much do with both Scrap and Orcust. So without further ado, we're gonna go right back into it. We're pretty much going over what this one deck does. Scrap Orcust is a deck that most people want to play and some people don't want to play. And honestly, whenever this card came out, people were just really interested in what this card does. People were really interested in buying it. And so I want to really emphasize what this card does by itself in this deck. So, and also I want to give a big shout out to Epic. They make pretty nice dice. In case you guys are interested. So again, I want to go into that. So let's say that you open with Girsu and not that many other, say you brick and all you have in terms of opening combos is Girsu. So what you would do is you would normal summon Girsu, activate its effect, and the only monster you really would want to send, in my opinion, is Nightmare, unless you have other combo extenders in your hand. But for the most part, it's Nightmare. So what you would want to do is actually send that, and then what you would do is you would activate a second effect to bring out 2 tokens, one on your side of the field and one on your opponent's side of the field. And then after that, what you would do is you would link away the 1 token on your side of the field, go into Linkaribo, and then after that you would go into Galatea. Galatea would you would leave that pretty much on the field, and then after that you would go into banishing your Orcust Nightmare and sending your Wonder Wand. And once you send Wonder Wand, you're going to want to banish your Wonder Wand, special your Nightmare, and then you would want to activate your Galatea to pretty much set your Orchestrated Babel. So that is one of the more important cards in your deck. And then pretty much from there, you would want to summon your Girsu, and then from there, go off and then do your second Galatea. And that pretty much leaves you with an open graveyard because you already have Orchestrated Babel. And so you can send Skeleton to bounce back a card. You have Galatea that gets you either Orchestrated Return or a Crescendo, just depending on what your opponent is doing, of course. But again, this is just off of 1 Girsu. This is 1 Girsu. It leaves you loaded graveyard. I mean, shoot. I mean, the possibilities are endless because again, this is only if you brick. If you have a loaded hand, say you have a Scrap in hand after this, you can normal summon hand and then go off your Scrap combos. I mean, again, I think that just this card itself, I think that you shouldn't take it for granted. I think that this card itself can do a whole lot in this meta. So after this, I'm pretty much going to go into my Orcust. So pretty much we're going to go ahead and do a reset button here. But again, it's going to pretty much go pretty quickly. So give me a quick second, and I'm going to go ahead and get me a Scrap card, Scrap Recycler. So the important thing is that, look, if you're going second, you have the advantage because you're able to pick off from your opponent's side of the field. But in the case of that you're going first, it doesn't matter which card you choose to set. It can be a spell or trap, but let's say that you have Orchestrated Return and a Scrap Recycler going first. So what you would do is you start off, you normal summon Scrap Recycler, you'd activate its effect, and you pretty much send O-Lion from your deck. So we're gonna go ahead and send O-Lion, and then O-Lion obviously is gonna go ahead and give us a token. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and link away 2. Actually, hold on a second. I just want to make sure of this. So 2 monsters, yeah, so it doesn't have to be an effect monster. So 2 monsters, go ahead and get out Scrap. So we're going to go ahead and activate Scrap effect. And mind you, we do have that 1 spell or trap card that we have set. So we activate Scrap Wyvern to special summon the Scrap from graveyard, send it back to the deck, to the graveyard, and we're going to go ahead and special summon the 1 Scrap Golem from deck. And it doesn't have to actually go to the zone that it points to. You can put it anywhere that you want. So on summon, you would have to pop the one card that you target, whether it be your opponent or your card, and then you would get the special summon of Recycler, and from there you would go into your Wonder Wand. Now that you have Wonder Wand engraved, you can link and summon into your Lib, and pretty much the standard combo with Lib, you would go ahead and you would set your one World Legacy Secession, and the Secession would pretty much be a Monster Reborn, and you would bring back out your Scrap Golem, and then Scrap Golem would then resolve and activate Scrap Recycler, and then from there you would want to send your Nightmare. That way you can start going into your Orcust combos. So once you resolve all this, this is a very standard board that can get you with your Scrap Orcust only. Whatever you want to do with this is all player preference. This is my most preferable board going first if I resolve everything that Scrap has to offer. So I would go into a Union Carrier, and then from there, since I've already got out my one light monster that I want to get out, I would go into my Orcust combos. So from there, I would be locked into Darks. From there, I would send Skeleton, and I already have Wonder Wand engraved, so I'm gonna go ahead and banish, special summon Orcust. So then from here, I'm gonna go ahead and link summon into Galatea, activate Galatea's effect, and set my one Orchestrated Crescendo, and send my Wonder Wand back into the deck. And then right before I end my turn, I'm gonna go ahead and banish my Skeleton, special summon my Nightmare, and then from there I'm gonna overlay to my Galatea, summon Dingirsu, and attach the Skeleton from the banish zone. And then from there I'm gonna go ahead and link into my last combo piece, which is Longirsu. Longirsu no longer can be destroyed by card effects. I have 2 protections with Dingirsu. I have 1 Orchestrated Crescendo, and right before I end my turn, I'm going to activate Union Carrier's effect to target Dingirsu with Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. And pretty much right now, I have 1 negate, 2 protection. He can be destroyed by battle. He's at 36, and I lock my opponent out of their extra deck. And on top of that, I mean, I still have a couple cards in the graveyard. Not a whole bunch, but still. This is solely off of 1 Scrap Recycler. 1 Scrap Recycler made this whole board. And so I wanted to emphasize how good this board can be. However, I do also want to reiterate that you lose to hand traps, and you lose to stuff like Nibiru. But I mean, shoot, if they have the outs, they have the outs. So again, this is what I have to offer right now. If you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, I definitely take them into consideration, and I'll definitely try to put them into my I guess in my utility belt, if you will, because I'm always trying to improve, and I'm always trying to play better as a duelist. So again, this is Team Elite with Team Savij. Over and out, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? So this is Charlie with Team Elite. I know that I was emphasizing that I would like to go first, but I do have a side deck ready in case your opponent makes you want to go second, or in case you preferably want to make your opponent go first. So without further ado, I do play 3 Purple Nightfall, 2 Blue Sky, and 1 Indigo. The Purple Nightfall lets you search for your Orcust, which is one of your biggest combo extenders. And the Blue Sky is pretty much because if your opponent sets up a pretty good board, you get to search up 2 monsters. And the Indigo is just, free special summon, and it gets to move itself from placements or whatnot. But that's pretty much all I play in terms of the Mech Knight. It pretty much gives you free body presence and beat sticks more than anything, because, for example, if you special summon this monster, say your opponent has a Appaloosa for 3, you can still beat over it with your Mech Knight, and they won't even be able to activate their effects. So on your main phase 2, you can still activate your Mech Knight and still go into your Orcust combos. So that's, I think, one of the big advantages of running Mech Knight going second. It's kind of like one of the Gizmic cards. You can pretty much special summon them and attack over Appaloosa, but this is just more simplified. if they have a big old board, and if you have something that maybe you can set on your side of the field. But in terms of the monsters, that's pretty much it. For the spells, I run 3 Dark Ruler no more, because I think that going second, if they have a big board, let's say you face Adamantipator, they have a pretty strong board usually going first, and you can literally shut the whole board down with 1 card, which is Dark Ruler no more. They have no way of responding to it, and you can go off with your Orcust combos and or your Mega Knight combos and pretty much pick up the board, because say you go into your scrap combos and you just, again, oh man, Lib and Unicorn gets 2 cards off the field just off the rip. So, I mean, you can just do whatever you want with Dark Ruler no more if you draw into it, of course. One of the other cards is Lightning Storm. Of course, they can negate it because they have negate potential. But, I mean, it's one of those other cards that you want to bait out because, I mean, shit, if you're paying for it, you might as well play it. I mean, so yeah, it's one of those cards that can get rid of either back row or monsters. And the last 3 cards that I play is Evenly Matched, because Evenly Matched, I mean, dude, it just gets off so much field presence. I mean, back row and monsters, I mean, alike. And, I mean, I personally played with Eldritch Muskets, and big shout out to Joe. He's one of my bigger competitors. He's one of the guys that can literally OTK me. He can literally just slap me around when I'm playing. But Evenly Matched can literally help you with decks like that if your opponent, you know, doesn't have any extra cards in their hand. So, you know, if they have a big board and you have Evenly Matched in your hand, you can just enter battle phase and then just end on that, and you know, you can just destroy the whole board that they worked really hard for, and you can just go back into your Orcust Mega Knight combos. It just, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, this is pretty much how I end it. I usually try to go first, but I do have alternatives when it comes to going second, so don't think that I'm a little close-minded with going second Orcust. But yeah, I mean, if y'all have any other suggestions, of course, you know, we're definitely playing that, because we're trying to win at the end of the day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, man, like it, smash that subscribe button, and never forget, Dragon Shields, Bubba. Dragon Shields, Dragon Shields, Dragon Shields, Dragon Shields, Dragon... Man, they're just the best. I mean, they're just the best. Dude, I keep these sometimes in the heat, and they do not warp. They are so good. Oh my goodness. But anyways, guys, this is Team Elite, Team Savij collab, over and out.